It's pretty fucking hard, all right?
Welcome to Tech Fever Play, everything's weekly tech podcast where we talk about the tech news of the week, from everything from small home theater to smart home to AI and robots.
You want to redo the intro?
No,
So
I'm
that
good.
I'm not-
We're rolling with it. I mean, you fucked up the intro. It's okay. That's what you do. You
Well,
fucked
I mean,
it up
to be
the last
fair,
3 weeks.
You tempted me. You know what I mean?
Just don't talk. That's all you got to do. The last 3 weeks, all you had to do was not talk, and you talk. But it's okay because this is Tech Fever.
You just make it so muted, and boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I got a lot of things going on, Kev. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
What?
That's
You
why
don't
I
work
said,
two jobs.
let me
You know
remote
what I mean?
desktop in.
I work 2 jobs. Got a lot going on.
I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
You're so quiet.
I can barely hear you over your fucking dog on the bowl, too.
Yeah. He's got a bone. You see him there? You see him in the shot? You can kind of.
I see him.
Yeah, right there. Right there.
Kev, how are you doing this week?
I'm tired. It's been a long week. Fucking fake E3 summer, whatever, is exhausting. You know what I mean?
I mean, you had that exciting Pokemon stream in the morning.
Fuck, man, that was a waste of my time. I can't tell you how much I didn't want to wake up at 5:30 to make sure everything was running smoothly, get it up and going. And then, of course, it was fucking pointless. Great, they announced a MOBA. We don't play fucking MOBAs. I don't even understand how they work.
You're not going to jump into that Pokemon MOBA?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't know how MOBAs work. I don't even know what it's just, I don't even know what the word means. It's too late to ask anyone.
It would be a lot of fun. We could jump in just like the old Fortnite days.
Do you play, seriously, do you play MOBAs?
No, I'm not a fucking dork. Know what I mean, Tombo?
Okay, so it's dumb. It's like chess, is that? I've heard someone say it's the modern day chess. But also, it was someone I didn't respect.
Probably
so
a fucking nerd, too. You know what I mean? One of these dorks.
Totally, man.
Kevin, how are you? Okay, I already asked you that, but what are you playing with? Any new tech this week? Any new tech gear, gadgets? Anything of a sort?
None that you would find interesting. I just bought
a new sex toy.
I'm dealing with a lawn for the first time ever, and like apparently if you don't water it every day, it just dies.
Yeah,
like, it went from beautiful green grass to dead. So I'm trying to figure out a solution to water my lawn and not have me stand there for 15 minutes. Also, it's like, I don't know how long you're supposed to water a lawn for. You know what I mean? I keep Googling it. People keep giving me different information. A bunch of people are like, oh, you buy these little graduated cylinders and you put them down in different places, and then the water goes off and you have to make sure that gets about 1 3/4 inches every week. And it's like, what? I don't know what that means. That seems like way too much work. I just want to figure out a way so I don't have to sit here and stand there with the hose for 10 minutes every morning. So what I did is I went to Grocery Outlet. You've been to Grocery Outlet? You know what that is?
Yeah, I know that Grocery Outlet.
Grocery Outlet is pretty great. But went in there to buy wood. They've got firewood, right?
Grocery Outlet's got everything.
Yeah. And when I was in there, they had this little it's a little box thing, right? Made by Stanley that you connect a hose to it and it just goes simple.
Yeah.
$12. I was like, you know what? I'll give this a try. And all you do is, huh?
I said, and lawn's flooded.
No, the lawn's good. It's bringing it back. It's coming back. But of course, today I went to turn it on and it just broke. So I had it for a week and it just broke.
You know, it's best to water your lawn now at this time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I was reading at 10 o'clock is the best time, 10 a.m.
No, in the night, because so if you water it in the morning, it's gonna dry it out. The sun's gonna dry it out. If you water it in the afternoon,
but from the research that I've done, you want to water in the day because it'll it's gonna dry out over the span of the day. So if you do it in the middle of the around 10 a.m., that gives you enough time where it doesn't fully dry out. You know what I mean?
So are you gonna believe Karen on Reddit or a Mexican that half of the family is gardeners?
That's a good point. He's got a good point.
I don't believe that.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Tombo, pull up the
Tombo,
Facebooks right now.
Look,
Your cousin.
look,
actually, I'm a nurse right now.
Actually, our grass is dead. I'm gonna start watering it at this time, and then you water your grass in the morning. We'll see whose grass is better.
Tombo,
Grass
sounds
competition.
good. Tombo,
no,
pull
your
up
grass is not.
It is
dead.
dead. It
your
is dead.
grass is surprisingly pretty.
No, it's
every
dead.
time I go see
all
you guys,
weeds.
I'm always like,
all
huh?
weeds. Every single thing in that lawn.
Yeah, but you guys let it fill out, so it looks all green. Anyway, let me get back to my tech story,
Okay,
right?
go.
So today, I was like, what? They must have some sort of home automated fucking sprinkler system, right?
They
That
definitely do.
I don't have to actually bury in the ground.
Oh,
And sure enough, that also isn't too expensive. I want to say it was like maybe $30. It's a little box you connect to your hose, and you can set up a timer on it, tell it what time to go off, and it's all set up right now. I've
Hey,
got 2 little sprinklers that I stabbed into the ground, so I'm excited to try that. The smart ones are significantly more expensive. They're like $200. So I'm starting with like the very basic one to see how that works out.
Dip your
And like
toe in.
I've programmed it that at 10 o'clock it'll go off for 15 minutes, which is what I've been doing. So a little bit of tech making my life better. Am I really, really, really interested in getting the iRobot's mower?
yeah, you are. Let's do it. Let's get the
am.
automated robot.
I don't think it's out yet.
It's not iRobot, but there is an automated grass trimmer already out.
Yeah, I know, but the iRobot is gonna like connect with everything else. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool.
Google mow my lawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I believe the iRobot one is gonna be called the Terra.
Damn, robots are really taking all the jobs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're expensive.
iRobot also has the vacuum that I have back here.
Now,
There it is.
yeah, the S9 Plus.
S9
right?
Plus?
Yeah.
And it just
Badass.
leaves whenever.
They also have a little fucking mop one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot cheaper than the vacuum. one.
Haven't heard good things about it. The automated
Me
mopper.
neither, and that's why I don't own one yet.
Yeah. And give that some time. But I am surprised you just didn't dig up a sprinkler. That seems like something a project that you can get behind.
There's too much going on.
Nah,
I
my
also,
aunt's
and
done
again, this isn't tech as much as like gadgets. I also just spent this last week or so working on Paula's closet, and I got a pocket hole jig.
A pocket hole jig. I love it.
And honestly, it has changed my life. Craig makes some fantastic products. If you're trying to put something together, pocket hole jigs make it so easy. If you don't know what it is, Google it. It's exciting.
Welcome to Home DIY Cast. Play everything's top DIY podcast.
I do it myself.
Or Lawncast. That's another segment.
Uh-huh.
Kevin, first of all, I don't have any new tech for the week to actually talk about. I did order the Rodecaster Pro. Very excited about that.
I thought you were gonna say you ordered one of the inflatable jump for funds.
Yeah, we the jump for funds. That's what you call them, the inflatable jump for funds.
Isn't that what they're called? The jump for fun?
Yeah, type that into Google. You'll get that.
All right, let's see.
That's
Seriously,
exactly
if you
what we're
type in
talking
jump for fun, you'll get that.
about. There's no way they're called that. I mean, it's enough like it, so I guess it could pick it up in the algorithm. Jump for funds.
That's what they're called. Look, I just Googled it. Google jump for fun and go to images.
All right, images.
Tumba's on it. A little slow, but he's
Bet.
on it. Oh my
Yeah, real
gosh.
slow.
It is.
There's no way those are called jump for funds.
Those are called jump for funds. I don't know what to tell you.
You pulled that out of your ass. You didn't even know.
I did not. That's what they're called.
But I got the Rodecaster Pro, not the jump for fun.
Damn, these are cool ones.
But I'm very excited to play with that. So there will be a review on that. That's all I really got to say on that.
I'm
That's
not coming
exciting.
back till we get a jump for fun. I'm protesting.
Till you get the jump for fun.
Yep.
Tombo. All right. Tombo. Kevin. God, this show
What's
is fucking shit show. Kevin, you ready to talk some tech?
Oh yeah.
Well, our first piece of news, obviously the biggest piece of news from the week, is the Apple's WWDC Worldwide Developers Conference. A lot.
It's very exciting. Congratulations. They made the iPhone way better. This is a significant update. I'm proud for you guys.
I hate you so much. Look,
What?
I'm excited because it's Apple, and even though people have done it before, they do it better every time.
Yeah, sure.
But they're also ending the way they ended it is very exciting as well, which we'll get into. But one of the largest announcements today, one of the largest announcements at the WWDC was Apple confirmed that it is going to be transitioning over to ARM-based processors.
That's tight.
That is a huge, huge deal. They're the first major computer company to actually transition to ARM-based processors, which means they're going to be leaving Intel behind, but they will still be doing updates very far into the future. What was that?
Do you think right now Intel's a little scared?
Yes, I think already with what AMD has been doing to their business,
And that's exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
And cutting into their market share on which they already licensed that that technology to them, so they can't really unlicense it from them. So they're already they've made competition for themselves with AMD, and then you have Apple, one of the biggest clients you can probably have, basically switch over to the ARM processors, which to me makes sense for Apple products because you're not really doing things like gaming, you're not really doing like super intense stuff on it, but like the intense stuff that you can do on it, which this is going to be the speculation on the ARM processor.
A lot of people are doing fairly intense like editing and
correct. And one of the supercomputers in the USA has an ARM-based processor. So they have gotten significantly better over the years where they can handle a lot more. But my question is how much can it handle? Like, is it going to be, I know they were showing off like some gameplay and the graphics look a little down, but again, that's graphics card. That's not really CPU. But overall, it's going to be a lot more efficient with not only like the battery life, things like that.
I think that we're in still in the very early stages. We're not going to see this for a little while. But the reality of things is what iPhone's battery is like 3,400 milliamps, right?
Yeah.
It's not enormous. And yet the iPhone lasts a significant amount of time. It can outpace most Android devices time-wise, right?
Yeah, correct.
Which is interesting because the battery is smaller. A lot of Android devices have 4,500 milliamp batteries,
Correct.
The bigger phones. And why is that? It's because they engineer their software to work with their hardware in a way that like things mesh really well together. Like you're saying, they do things better, and that's why their batteries last longer. And I think that we're gonna go to them making their own processor is awesome in the route that like we're gonna see that now happen to laptops too, where like now their laptops last longer, and with a processor that is made to like
optimize, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Optimized to with the rest of their components, this will only make things better.
Yeah.
Now, the downside is they'll also, I'm sure, be adamantly against releasing any notes on how to repair these things.
Oh
like,
yeah,
they're
100%. That's
incredibly like strict right now about that stuff. So
I'm interested
in negatives
too, because you could build out an incredibly powerful PC and you're not going to be using like nearly as what you bought essentially, because again, all PCs are all different and all the different parts and all the different motherboards, so it's not super optimized, so you're not really getting the best out of your PC at all times. Whereas with Apple, like you were saying, they do fine-tune software and all the other hardware bits. Most of it's all proprietary besides the processor.
There are ways around that where you can go in there and tweak things, and optimize things as much as possible. That being said, you have to do research. There's like multiple layers where it's like it does become very complicated, and like it is like that is the nice thing about Apple. Like the products work well and are designed well, and like that is including the like parts all the way up to software. Like every step of it is thought out.
Yeah, Intel's really going to have to step it up because, like we were saying with AMD is already growing in huge popularity, and I can't believe there are computers that we see now, which you never would have thought, 3 years ago, with computers actually putting AMD chipsets in them, because the Ryzen processors are so popular right now. So,
yeah. Although it sounds like their last round of Ryzen chips were weren't too like groundbreaking.
No. No, I know there's like that $3,000 one, which is like a ridiculously spec one. But yeah, no, there's nothing like super like crazy out of the new ones. But here's the thing: they already caught up to Intel, so you're already battling on that front. And then you have one of your biggest clients, Apple, which again, doing their own ARM processor, which is licensing that from like ARM, but it is their own like specific processor. Now that's giving legitimacy to actual ARM processors. And then, like you said, we're going to see this in more and more computers, probably things like Chromebooks and, lower end stuff too, because again, that type of processor, as soon as Apple's proven itself, you're going to see, especially, like I said, things like Chromebooks, the more mobile and more cheap.
You think you're going to see them sell just the processor?
I think eventually we're going to get there, but that's the
thing. I feel like that's the kind of thing they want to keep internal.
Yeah, well, no, not Apple selling the processor, but ARM actually coming out and doing like their own like processor, even though they have the technology license. Actually selling like, hey, you can go to a Best Buy and you can pick up like the ARM Gen 2 7 iCore whatever processor and
with face
put that
recognition.
In. Which would be crazy that you can actually build your own PC around another processor other than like Intel or the 64 thread or what is
the Ryzen?
No. What's the actual technology called?
What
on Intel's processor or all the processors that aren't ARM? It's like 64 thread or something like that. Not thread.
Core.
I'm losing.
Core.
It's something. No, it's not Core.
No.
I was just listening to something on it today, but that is extremely exciting. Intel is in extreme trouble. At least with their market share, they have such a grasp and they're so close.
I feel like Intel's got another 2 to 3 years before like any major announcements are going to be made. Before like they actually have to start. Correct. I mean, they have to start thinking about how to react to that stuff now, but like. Until it hits the consumers, I think we're still a little while away.
Yeah, so Apple's going to be rolling out ARM processors in their computers next year, and then it's going to take 2 years for full integration across all the iMacs and MacBooks and everything to actually be using ARM processors. So we are a couple of years away for Apple actually fully implementing it. Exciting to see though, because we haven't seen any real competition in the processing game aside from AMD. But again, that's still the same technology, so Intel's still getting some cut of that on the sales on that. So it will be interesting to see. On top of that, they also updated the Mac OS, which basically it looks super mobile to me. You can with the touch. So according to Apple, the design changes are the biggest upgrade since the introduction of Mac OS X. There's a customizable start page with a refined app dock and finder. The menu bar is translucent, and you can get one-click access to Do Not Disturb by dragging it into the menu bar. Once again, the Mail app has colors in its navigation interface. Photos will feature an updated sidebar, and thanks to metal animations in the photo gallery should appear quickly. The notification center, messages, and maps are also getting updates. Apple promises Safari will be faster and more private. The browser will offer privacy reports, improved tabs, and built-in translation in 7 languages at launch. So that's kind of what they led into with the ARM announcement. Cool. Again, to me that doesn't sound huge. From listening to the actual conference on like the crazy things that they're doing, the biggest changes that they made to Mac OS. But again, I love the Mac OS. I love when we can actually get more things that just make it easier to do. And that's why I'm super excited for the iOS widgets and the actual iOS updates. I think this stuff is actually really, really cool. So no longer do you have to like bury things in folders. They're going to actually make it easier to be able to hide the kind of bloatware, like the Apple bloatware. And now it's significantly less than Android, but there is still like the crap that you don't use, like the Mail app on Apple. Never touched it in my life. I just download Gmail every time. So you can actually delete things like that, hide them, better organization. You can then now do widgets, which you were calling and talking some shit with the actual having.
Well, I mean, I need everything though, really. I'm not trying to be a dick. Like even like the folder structure of stuff, like it's similar to Android's setup, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is.
And that's cool. I'm not trying to, but like this is cool. Like honestly, like now I'm a tiny bit closer to being like, oh, okay, I'd be down to have an Apple phone. Like that's the benefit of all this.
Yeah, is being able to pull in like the Android users that enjoy widgets and things like that. And I'm super stoked to actually be able to have that like that Hue widget on my phone if that ever comes.
Dude, widgets are awesome, and I'm sure that's gonna come out because like on the iPad you can add widget if you slide over to the left, right? That's now you're gonna be able to. Are you gonna be able to pull that widget out of the left side and just put it wherever you want?
Correct. Yeah, you can put it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean that honestly, it's really cool to have that functionality. Like, now, again, my phone is cracked and it sucks, and it sounds like I'm gonna have to even wait longer than I wanted to. But if you look at my phone here, there's 4 buttons there. They each are programmed to do a different thing with different areas of my house. So one of them I press, it'll turn on the living area, which is the living room plus the dining room and the little entryway here to do something. And it's nice to be able to do it with one button, on my phone instead of opening the app.
Well, and
like right now, if I want to turn off the laundry room lights, I have to open the app and hit that.
Yeah, and
so many steps.
Which it would be nice to have it right on the front page. Right when you open up, you can have all your widgets. You could stack widgets, so you can have multiple widgets in one area. HomeKit's getting a huge update. They're actually opening up HomeKit, so it's more. It can be compatible with more things, which is a big deal.
Wait, really quick, before we move on to iOS, Are you excited that you're gonna have the multitask and be able to watch YouTube videos while doing other stuff?
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't gonna move on from it.
Okay.
That was part of like their announcement with the iOS announcements was the actual HomeKit. So it'll be a smart home integration. They want more of that. So that's a big deal because again, if you want home app to be or HomeKit to be successful, you needed to have integration with as many things as possible, which is what Amazon's done so well, and that's why they're really thriving in that space. And then they added the picture-in-picture. Super stoked for that. I've been asking for forever because every time I'm like have a text message and I'm watching a YouTube video, it's gonna be nice to just be able to back out. Which again, I know Android's had that for a while.
Hey man, it's not a competition. You know what I mean? I'm just happy you guys can do some of these very basic things now. Very excited for you guys.
Also, what's awesome for the group text is you can actually mute a group text and then you can at people, so then they could get notifications when you're directly mentioned.
There was a bunch of things that they did with group messaging where it's like, oh, that's cool. Where you can mute, you can be like, hey, like stop notifying, but then it'll still pop up and like show you like, oh, there's more new messages here. And it's like that's really interesting. And like, see, those are things that like Android could learn from, because like the whole way they restructured the messaging app, all of it seemed cool, and all of it seems really thoughtful in a way that's like,
Yeah, it's really rad, and you can do a thread as well, so you can actually respond to messages within messages. So if there's like just one thing that you want to reply to, you can actually then go like down that particular message, open it like a Twitter thread, and then there could be a thread of replies, and then again you can mute that, and then unless you're directly mentioned, then you would actually get the notification.
They also added a feature where it had like people that you always text, right?
I'm not entirely sure about that.
I think that they added a feature that created a certain like a little shelf. So you open your messages and it's the like little top layer is like 4 or 5 people that you can put in there, so you can like be like, I talk to Cheeks all the time, but I don't want to scroll through the thing to find the last time I talked to him.
Yeah.
So you can just press that, and it's just a tiny little shortcut, but it's like, oh, that's well engineered.
Yeah, that is. I wonder if you'd be able to, even though it's not, if you can actually put people there that maybe aren't like your most talked to, but you can actually just put them up there.
No, I think you can put anyone you want up there.
Yeah, that's rad. I actually didn't hear about that, so that's really cool. Again, their messaging thing I think is ahead of the game.
Am I right? Is that
their messaging game in terms of the updates, and honestly, forever have been like way ahead of the curve. I think in terms of Android. Because again, there's a lot more you have to do there with Android to make it work across every manufacturer's specifications and actually meet everything. I mean, that's why you got the green bubble. You know what I mean?
No, we have the green bubble because you guys won't let us in your blue bubble group.
One of these green bubble fucks.
No, it is because Apple doesn't want to allow the for things to transition smoothly between us. That's why when you send me a video, it like compresses the shit out of it.
So bad. That is one of the infuriating things about the message app, though, is if you're
It's
talking to someone
ridiculous.
without an iPhone and you send them a message, it sends it in like 14 by 14, just like super tiny.
Super tiny. It's insane.
I always forget about that too, because everybody I know has iPhones besides Kevin.
Well,
The only one.
think different, you know?
Think that, hey, that's an Apple thing, you know?
No, I know. But you don't think the same, you fucking loser.
So that's
real quick. I sent you the Engadget story on the messaging, and in the picture you can see what I'm talking about. So if you want to tell me, you want to open that up.
you're gonna have to close.
Oh, my window's all messed up.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, he did close you.
You know, you can pop out. This is
I don't know
another
that.
obviously I'm always playing with Discord and stuff. You can pop out this the video window, and then have it as a separate window where you can pull up all these images and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
The chat. Yeah, it's really helpful. You need to have multiple screens, which you do.
Yeah, we have so many screens in this
You need
goddamn
to
house.
teach me that after this.
I think
There's
you
just a
drag
little
it.
bottom corner that says pop out a button.
So
Anyways, so yeah, just the first image of these 3 images, where they're showing the tech stuff, you can see that where they have that like section that is like, oh, here are the friends or whatever.
Yeah. Okay,
Your
that is cool. I did they spend time on that, or was that just one of the like the picture things?
They said it briefly. I don't know. I watched a condensed version. I watched like an 18-minute video that
I love
like
those.
had exactly. Cut out all the fat.
Absolutely. And then watchOS getting update, cool. I mean, I know a lot of Android people were saying that this actually makes it would make it easier for them to jump to that. Like get an Apple Watch with the kind of updates that they have, so you can. The new watchOS will let you configure your own watch faces, which you can then swap with friends. It should be as easy as sending them a text. You'll be able to download custom watch faces from apps and the web as well. watchOS 7 is finally getting sleep tracking with built-in features that help you establish good sleep habits, like going to bed at a reasonable time. Apple has renamed that watchOS activity app Fitness, and it's
Wait, real quick. How does the sleep stuff work?
I know Whoop. I don't know. Have you heard of Whoop? The Whoop watch is basically a fitness watch tracker, essentially. But
I mean, how is Apple's like? How is this like? How is it? Are you supposed to wear your watch while you're sleeping? I don't understand that.
yeah,
So when do you charge it?
that's a good point. That is a good point. But this is a feature that a lot of people have wanted, and I know, unfortunately, the Apple Watch's battery doesn't last as long as something like a Whoop, where you can go 3 days without charging it. So
3.
yeah, because again,
Does
it's
it have,
not
like,
it's not like a smart watch.
Yeah,
It's a
okay. I
fitness
think
tracker.
Joe Rogan advertises this, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a cool watch, and the actual sleep stuff that they have built on is really cool. It tells you like recovery, things like that, which I'm gonna be interested to see how deep their actual.
I don't know, dude. I'm just scared. Maybe I'll get nightmares if I fall asleep with my watch on.
I mean, we'll track it for you. We'll let you know what's going on.
I guess.
What are you
you're
dreaming
right.
about, Big Kev? How
protocol.
fast is your heartbeat going?
70. Which is not bad for a fat guy. 77.
But
Oh,
yeah.
82. 82.
So it's adding workouts like dancing, core, functional strength, all the fit people stuff. Both iOS 14 and watchOS 7 maps will now feature cycling specific directions, and in light of the pandemic, it will also give you your hand washing detection, let you know if you're cutting it short, Tombo. It will tell you. It will call you out, motherfucker. That was only a little splash, which I really need this. You know?
Are you gonna get one?
Yeah, I need one.
Get 2.
You don't have an Apple Watch?
No. I want it.
Huh.
I want it real bad, but I don't
Actually
know.
do.
You don't need it.
I don't know
You
if I'm
need
staying
it.
in Apple. I don't
You've
know if
done
I'm
this
staying in Apple.
I have one that's sitting in a box.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feature's cool, and Apple Maps didn't have a biking option.
No. Apple Maps was super far behind And in all honesty, everything they announced today, it seems like they've caught up significantly. Like it will tell you like specific, this is where stairs are, you're going up, this is a steep hill. Here's another alternative route.
That looked cool. That is interesting.
So that's super cool. And
But I feel like I've never biked anywhere that I don't know where I'm going.
also,
you know?
well, maybe you're like, fuck, those are stairs. I always hit stairs and I gotta turn around. It will tell you an alternative route. You know what I mean?
I mean, at that point, I've already thought about it. It doesn't matter. It's a cool feature. I'm not trying to lessen it, right? You hear me, Tumbo?
Yes.
It's cool.
These are for traveling people.
Some good stuff.
These are for
Apple's
the people
great.
who go on like cross country trips, things like that.
Great. It's made for 0.001% of the population.
Who knows? What's any of this stuff really for? And AirPods got some really, really cool updates. Again, this is why I love Apple. They really integrate everything together so perfectly. And now it took a little while to come, but now you can literally switch through with your AirPods. You can go from your Mac computer, you can go to your iPad, you can go to your phone.
Now, you said that
switch.
like 2 weeks ago that you could do that. You're like, oh, switching is easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy.
I mean, but it wasn't until
Wait, no,
recently.
I didn't say I said pairing was easy.
No,
But
you said
I mean, you
switching
can
was
go in and then you do the Bluetooth thing.
You said switching was easy.
I didn't say switching is easy.
You lying
I
savage.
didn't.
Liar.
I didn't say switching's easy.
You said that.
Pairing's easy.
Somebody go and find it. I know you won't, you cowards. Go and find it. Prove me wrong. Go ahead. Do it.
Look,
cowards.
No, I didn't say switching was easy because I always said
Maybe
pairing
he
was
did.
easy.
Fucking prove me wrong, you cowards. I'm trying to get them to go. And then tweet it at us. You're such a coward.
But no, so this is actually nice because it is one of those things. What's actually really cool is you can then, like, if you get home and you have your AirPods in, you can go to your computer, you can like watch YouTube, it will pair to your phone or your computer, and then if you get a call, it will actually switch back to your phone.
It's really cool. Yeah, and that I think that was introduced with like Bluetooth. It was either 5.0 or 4.0 that introduced that feature. I think it might be 4.0 that had it, but it wasn't widely. Like 5.0 might have introduced further distance. It doesn't matter. And it's really upsetting because the Pixel Buds don't do that. I had a pair of cheap headphones that I bought off Amazon one Black Friday that were like $30 or something. They were earbuds that were wired. Like they had a shared wire that you're supposed to, drop and they magnets kind of click together.
Yeah.
And they would do that. And oh my God, it was such a nice feature to have. Like you'd literally pair them to both and be watching on my iPad a movie or a video or whatever. And then I'd get a phone call and it would just automatically switch over to my phone and I'd be able to answer with them. And it's like, it's so cool that the AirPods have added this feature. And I hope that Pixel Buds add that feature too.
It's rad. So I'm really on board for that. Also, I forgot to mention when we were talking about iOS, phone calls won't take up the entire screen anymore. You'll just get a little notification at the top if you're like using it. And then it will be like you can swipe down to answer or you can swipe up to reject. And as well as Siri. Siri got an update like visually to where it doesn't take up the whole screen. Now you're not an Apple user, so I don't think you'd know this. But you hold the Siri button, it will like take up the whole screen. It will stop what you're doing.
I've done it. Yeah.
So now they got rid of that. Siri comes up at the bottom, and then the answer comes up at the top as like a notification, which is cool.
So now you ain't gonna answer your calls even more.
Yeah, 100%. Busy guy. Now,
Did you set up your Ring?
no, not yet.
Oh, hey.
I'm
Actually,
gonna-
no.
oh, yeah.
Listen to this, you fucking cocksucker, Mikey. So I tried setting it up. Like a good person, how I am. I was like, I'm gonna set up the Ring, whatever, blah blah. Oh, the account's still connected to you, Kevin. So I was like, hey, Mike, can you text Kevin and just tell him to disconnect from the account? Yeah, sure, I'll tell him.
Look,
Has he told you?
I'm bad.
Yeah.
It's not my account. It was just here when I got here.
Yeah,
can't
there's
reset
I didn't look. Because I thought it was yours, so I was like, oh, I'll just tell Kevin.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
I'll find a way
It was
to-
on my wall when I got here.
Yeah, I'll find a way to hack it or something.
Get in there, man. Hack it.
Yeah, so we
Good
got
on you,
to
though,
work on
Tumbo.
that. Last of all, I don't know.
You're better at grammar.
Terminology. Yeah, terrible.
Last but not least is what people say. I think.
Yeah, but this is actually one of the most intriguing parts to me because I want to see how this actually sounds. But the your
spatial audio
on the AirPod Pros, which is really, really cool. So basically, you can simulate 5.1 and 7.1 Dolby Atmos in the AirPod Pros. I don't know how well it's going to work.
That's wild.
I don't think AirPod Pros are that great of headphones, to be honest, in terms of like sound. I don't think they're like amazing sound quality or anything, but I am interested to see how that will work with like the in-ear buds to be able to simulate 7.1 surround sound. But that would be really cool. You get home, you sit down, you watch a movie, put in the AirPods, connects to the Apple TV, and you're all set.
Wait, do you have AirPods?
That's
Pros?
really cool.
I've standard AirPods. I might actually buy the Pros just to be able to test out this feature.
Wait, so you haven't tested the AirPod Pros, right?
No.
So how do you know the
No,
audio
I mean,
sucks?
I've tried them. I don't have them. So I really want to try out the AirPod Pros and like buy them and actually try it out with that 7.1, 5.1 surround to see if it actually makes a difference. And that would actually be really cool. One thing that would be helpful with like you and Paula, you know, if you guys are in bed and she's going to sleep, because I know that was always an issue, you can actually pop in the AirPod Pros and you can actually get really cool sound. But again, I don't know. None of this is tested. And that's the frustrating
Yeah,
part.
but like
is we
I
don't
feel
know
like
how well.
usually I'm watching shit on my phone or my iPad that I don't care about. Like I've never been like, man, I wish I had surround sound right now. You know what I mean?
But if you had the option, you know?
Yeah, sure, why not? If it's an update to a product I already have, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. And I am excited to try that, especially with TV. Who knows? Who knows how that's going to be? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the Apple TV stuff's kind of to me, because the Apple TV Plus is coming to Sony and Vizio TVs, so that's exciting if you have one of those and you want to get Apple TV, which I don't know many people who do. And you can pair your Xbox Elite controller and adaptive controllers to the Apple TV for any kind of gaming as well.
Nice.
So the Apple TV Plus, like a bunch of people have it because they got it with their new phone, right?
True, but it wasn't that a trial? I don't think that was a full year.
It's a full year.
It is?
Yeah. You might have it. I don't know. You have an old phone?
No, I didn't buy my phone when the Apple TV was out. So no, I don't have it.
But
I do
it
have
wasn't
Apple
even
TV
like
though.
that.
Or I did have Apple TV though. I had it for like a month or two.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the way it worked, it was like, hey, if you bought one of these phones, like whatever the newest version is, what is it, 11?
Yeah, 11.
If you bought an 11, all you have to do is go and like press something, and then you get it for a year.
Yeah, I don't have the 11 though.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, I have the XS Max.
The 10.
oh,
No, not the 10.
Tumble, you heard me ask him if he has the newest.
Yeah, he was
iPhone,
like,
right?
yeah.
No, did I say yeah?
Yeah,
No, I
you
said
did.
I had.
And then
yeah.
he was like, the iPhone 11. You're like, wait,
All
I don't
right,
got the iPhone
cowards,
11.
you got another thing where you can prove me right or wrong.
I didn't say yeah, did I?
It's fine, you did, but it's not a big deal.
In my
We can
head,
get
I said
over it.
no. I think I'm
Let's move
having a
past
stroke.
this. Let's move past it. What's going on with Denon?
Exciting news for home theater enthusiasts. Denon rolls out the first 8K ready receiver with its 2020X series. While the debate, forget what that. Sorry, I need to cut out some of this stuff. I went so fast when I was prepping this. So Denon on their new lineup is going to be releasing 8K ready receivers, HDMI 2.1. Unfortunately, it's only one port on the actual receiver.
Why? Jesus Christ.
How many things do you have 8K though right now?
Doesn't matter. It's only 8K in one, or is it?
It's only 8K in
2.1 in one.
Only
Which one is
8K in
2.1?
I think all of them are 2.1. I would have to fact check.
Oh,
that.
okay. Sorry, that is what I was concerned about. Because their last model, only one of them was 2.1, right?
Correct. Yeah, and that's a big thing. Like a lot of the TVs, like I know Sony, there's only like 2 ports that are 2.1.
Right.
So a lot of companies do that to, I don't know, save money, I guess. But all of them will be 2.1. Only one of them will be 8K enabled right now, which that does suck because if you're buying 8K now, you are trying to future proof. So if your receiver, when 8K becomes more standard and you have a giant TV and you have multiple things that are 8K, that is going to suck that you're going to have to upgrade your receiver if you want to connect all those.
Yeah, but if you're going to be getting your, Hue Sync box, I'm sure they'll have an 8K version there and then you're all set.
Yeah, no, that's true. Good point. Just get the Hue Sync box. But it is including features like the auto low latency mode, variable refresh rate, pass through of 4K video up to 120 frames per second, and quick frame transport. That reduces input lag. The features are especially key if you are planning on getting the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 or have an 8K TV. Because honestly, if you have one of those and you don't have an 8K TV, a lot of that doesn't matter. Actually, no. Sorry.
8K stuff is silly.
Yeah.
We're just so early, and it's like, I get it. I'm sure that like someday in the next 10 years, 8K is going to be the standard. But like, I still feel like we're pretty early into the 4K stuff. Where
we're not early into the 4K stuff at all.
Okay, but
here's
we're early
the thing.
into the 4K Ultra stuff. You know what I mean? Where it's like
4K is not going to go away. To be honest, I feel like to be honest, you only need 8K when it's a 75, 85-inch TV. Like, that's the only time you need it. So why not just keep 4K, keep the TVs at a lower price, be able to sell those, and then your giant 8K TVs, which that's where the trend's going, is giant TVs, that's what you'll be able to get 8K on. I don't think we're going to have...
4K Blu-ray is just now becoming, like, the standard.
Last couple years, yeah, but yeah, it is newer.
But like, yeah, I'd say 2 years. And video games aren't like 4K isn't the standard for most video games when you're playing console.
I think that's I think that's a huge change right now. And the fact
you're right. I guess the like we're what like in the year 2 of that as well, right?
No, we're still like I think that's been 3, right? 3, 4? I don't know. I don't know the exact date, but I know that video game developers are developing with 4K in mind. Like, it's not just something where it's like, oh yeah, well.
What I'm trying to say is like I don't think that 8K is like I think if you buy an 8K TV now, like by the time that you're actually like most of your content is coming in 8K, you're not going to be able to like your TV's going to be old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you'd have to upgrade it by that time, in
exactly
8 years.
Like right now, still now, 4K cable is hardly a thing.
Yeah, but I
know,
that's America's infrastructure being fucked, right?
I don't know.
No,
I just know that like I got a 4K cable box and I was like, all right, cool. And then it was like, oh yeah, these channels do it randomly, and there's no way to know when it switches over to 4K. And it's just like, well, fuck this. Why am I paying extra $10 for this box? I returned it.
Yeah, it's a shit show. I have no idea what the cable companies are doing, but I think it's because they don't want to invest in actually redoing the infrastructure around actually delivering 4K.
Dumb.
Yeah, no, 100%. Whereas like Japan, 8K channels exist. Like there's like 2 8K channels in Japan.
The Japanese are awesome.
Yeah, they have their infrastructure figured out and on lock.
The tentacle thing has always made me uncomfortable, but
aside from that, who knows? They might be onto something. Might try it out. Okay. You know what I mean, Tombo?
Yeah.
Need some new tech things to talk about. Potential NASA mission would explore Neptune's moon, Triton. NASA's quest to explore the solar system's many moons might include one of the most distant. Researchers have proposed a NASA mission that would explore Neptune's eccentric moon. That's right, eccentric, right? I don't know these words.
Too big.
Yeah, it's a weird moon because it rotates the wrong way.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to get into. So nickname
Triton? Is it not Triton?
Triton. What did I say?
Triton.
Oh my god,
I'm terrible. It doesn't matter. I'm not correct.
Triton. For its 3-pronged goals, the mission would probe the magnetic field to determine the presence of an ocean, map the entirety of the surface, and use a camera to gauge the activity of plumes. Up to 2 concept studies will be chosen by summer 2021, with a launch currently slated for October 2025. Triton could be particularly useful due to a very unusual behavior. It orbits the opposite of Neptune's direction. Its ionosphere is 10 times more active than any other moon in the system. Its surface constantly renews, and it's not certain what drives the plumes. Voyager 2 swung by Triton on its way to the out of our solar system, but it's only visualized 40% of the moon. Triton could fill in many gaps.
So according to Wikipedia, it's Triton, but I don't trust it.
Triton.
Huh?
Yeah, I changed it, right? That is right.
But I'm saying the I makes like an A. I don't know, man.
Triton.
Doesn't matter.
Makes sense.
Cool. Let's explore our solar system more. You know what I mean? This is an exciting thing.
Well, this is what I want to ask you about. That's why I kind of added here. Why do you think all of a sudden space is in again? Do you think they know something?
It's that bastard. What's his face?
Elon Musk.
That's it. He's the one.
But this is NASA. This isn't even SpaceX.
But he's still with Elon
but
Musk.
guess what? Now they don't got to worry about getting people to space. They got to figure it out. They just pay him.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
I blame it on him.
But like, it's not just this, right? I mean, I know there's a couple missions a couple other countries are doing right now as well.
Sure. I mean, what in India, right? Like, is trying to get to the moon.
Well, we didn't
China's
give
trying to get to the moon.
we didn't give a fuck about space for how long? Like, and we were like, hey, maybe we should do this, and they're like, no,
But
we got.
what changed? You know what I mean? Donald Trump introduced Space Force.
Oh, that's
He
true.
brought it back in.
Big thing. Well, also
He made space great again.
they.
I'm just kidding.
What?
No, but I do think that like there is a race right now for commercializing space travel, and you know we hear a lot about what's Elon Musk's company called?
Tesla.
SpaceX. Hey, SpaceX, yeah. But you know we don't hear so much about what Blue Origin, which is Amazon's Bezos.
Yes. Well, and then I know Boeing has one too.
Sure. What is the point? It doesn't matter. So I really think that that's kind of what has moved things along. It is that over the last 10 years or longer, people have been trying to, not people, companies, corporations have been trying to make space travel a thing. And I think that like that is waking people up again to like be like, we should be exploring this.
Which is cool, but I think they know something. I think they know something. You see that UFO video on Twitter?
Oh, that's what I'm telling you. You should have brought
What UFO put it on Twitter? Pull it up, dude.
Pull it up on Twitter. You just pull up my Twitter and go to. I think
You
I'm logged in
retweet
on Twitter.
You logged in here?
Maybe.
God.
If not, I'll send it. I got it. Right. But yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of strange shit happening. I think they know something, Kev Dog.
You're on the play everything.
All right, I'm gonna send it to.
Nah, we're all good, dude.
You're not.
What?
You're not. He's not logged in.
We're all good on what? You know for a fact.
Yeah, come on, man. They don't care. The world, sure, there's aliens out there. The universe is too big for them not to.
They already said they were.
But they're too far away.
Confirmed it. We covered it on the show.
They're close. They're next door to you.
There, I sent it. I just want Kevin to see this. I like.
You sent it to who?
To you.
Who'd you send it to?
No, I sent it to Control.
Oh,
to where?
Control. That's you.
the control desk. That's what you're sitting on.
Where did you send it to?
Play everything. Go to messages. God, this fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Guy.
I don't understand why you hired him.
Messages.
You know what I mean?
Messages. Right there. Yep.
Please don't yell, Cheeks. It scares me.
I love you, Tobo.
I hear it. You can just describe it.
No,
I mean, we're already this deep in. You know what I mean?
But like,
near the
it's
end
not
of the
too late
show.
to turn around. It's not too late to be like, you know what? I didn't have to go that deep. I'll see you guys later. Oh, it's my face.
It is your face.
Oh, it's true. There it is.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's tiny on your screen.
No, I mean that's fine.
Look at that. You're telling me that's not aliens?
No, it's drones for sure.
No, that is not a drone. How do you explain that?
But the drones with lights on it. So we taped a flashlight to 6 drones, and then they got one of them big drones, the quad. You know, not the quads. The one with 8 and 6 arms. I think it's 6.
Why
And
would they
put
do that?
So that people can record videos and be like, "Oh fuck."
No, that's
That's
100% aliens.
Tom, but back me up. I mean, all of that makes sense, right?
I think it was.
Find any holes in my theory?
I think it was drones.
You were with me 2 seconds ago.
That's because he hadn't thought about fucking drones.
Yeah. I was thinking. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, but now that I think about it, it was probably drones.
The way that one shot off is not a drone cannot do that.
Yeah, I mean, they have those little like airplane things with the cameras that they fly for competition. They fly pretty quick.
Do you know how fast they fly for those competitions?
Fast.
How fast?
Over 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, so
That's
that
fast.
definitely, yeah.
Like freeway fast.
That was fast. That was light speed.
No,
I
it
saw
wasn't.
that one.
No,
go at
it
light
wasn't
speed.
not light
Yes,
speed.
It was.
You seen it move.
It went. It disappeared.
If it was light speed, you would have like gone.
Yeah, it
But
did.
you
That's
seen it,
exactly
like,
what
move out
happened.
the
It
picture.
had to rev up and then go, and then it was gone.
Then it's
And
not
then they
light speed.
turned the button off. They were like, okay, and off.
Yeah, light speed.
This shit's gonna blow up on Twitter.
Crazy. Light speed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of Tech Fever. Thanks for joining us. Unfortunately, we cannot get to the Bionic Eye today, but I promise next week we will talk about the Bionic Eye. We will cover that news that is important, that is breaking, and I know you care about it. Kevin,
Can I stop taking care of my eyes? Like, where are we? You know what I mean? Like, I need to know.
We'll find out next week. Tune into Tech Fever right here on youtube.com/play everything. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. It really helps us out. Again, leave a review on iTunes. Leave a review on Google, whatever the fuck they call it. Podcasts, I guess. They changed their name.
I've been using that app recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. What have you used before?
It works well.
There's Spotify. You can't leave a review there, but check it out. Go subscribe. All that helps us out. You can follow Kevin Coello at Kind of Funny Kevin on Twitter. You can keep up to date on his show over at over at youtube.com/kind of funny called Screencast. Goes live at some point during the week. This week it's Thursday. You say it like I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know. Sometimes it's Monday. Sometimes it's Tuesday. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all. Who knows?
Why are you yelling at me? What did I do? I'm sorry.
Thank you to Tombo. Thank you for Kevin. And until next time.
I got the fever.